This is a time of year where most of us, or a lot of us, are either going to see our families, see our old friends, or not. And in either situation, something I've noticed about the holidays is that it's likely to bring something up for us. So a lot of times folks ask me, well, what can I do? What can I do when I see my family to have a better relationship, or at least have a better time when I'm there? And so I've always found myself kind of challenged to answer that, because this is like what I call the Super Bowl, right? This is where, or the World Cup, this is where I can be the most triggered anywhere, is with my friends and my family members, often in particular. So that said, I've been hesitant to say, oh, well, let's do this thing, and end up in the Super Bowl getting injured. So that said, I also don't want to say, oh, there's nothing you can do. And so I got it narrowed down to 3 things that we can think about when we're with our families in the coming days or weeks. First and foremost, if we're going to be an empathic presence, and we're going to be able to be a compassionate presence, we're going to have to be able to see feelings and needs. And so that starts with us. So that's just a long way of saying we need to be self-empathized in order to enjoy ourselves during these times, and also to be able to get through difficult situations during these times, to have a little extra in our tank, so to speak. First, this means understanding why we're even there, understanding that we did choose to be there, and that we are theoretically going to be meeting needs, and to stay focused on that, to remember that as part of all the different things that we remember during these times. And if I'm there because I think I should be there, or out of a sense of obligation, I would like to look at that and see, well, what is that sense of obligation trying to do here? And maybe come to terms with it in that way. Or perhaps decide that I'm not going to do this because I think I should, but I'm going to really take a hard look and understand that perhaps, even though I have that sense that I should do it, that when I get really down to it, deep down inside, yes, I do want to see these people. I do want to see these folks, even though it's challenging. And so that's the first part, right? The self-empathy. Why am I here? What am I doing? What am I aware of about myself? So the second thing is, once I'm self-empathized, that I can be an empathic presence, not just for myself, but for others. Or I might say not just for others, but for myself. And so that means that as I'm in my situation, right, as I'm in the thick of it with my family, I still am self-connected. And so that creates an opportunity for one of 2 things, either to mourn that I'm realizing this wasn't as much fun as I was hoping it would be, and the other one is to celebrate when it is as fun, or maybe even more fun than we are hoping it would be. So that's the second thing, to be able to stay present to myself in the moment. So I prepare with self-empathy, but I stay connected with self-empathy by understanding what I'm going through. The third thing is, when I do get myself to that place where I am self-empathized enough to realize that everybody there is just doing the best they can, no matter how differently they may think than I do, no matter what their opinions about the world are, I can still, and from my empathic place, really see them as just fellow human beings, just like me. And so what I love to do to engender that is to actually think about things that really, really happened with our family members. Some specific event, whether it was a picnic or a conversation or an afternoon or some event where one or more of these folks around us actually did contribute to our lives. It's amazing how the family starts as this tight-knit group, day in, day out. And then we get older and we spiral outwards, and then we start creating our own lives. And it's those differences, it's that change, that growth that we bring to our generation that can really be challenging. And so the thing I love about this work that we do, we can reach back a generation or two and connect with somebody who may have different thoughts than we have, certainly have different experiences and opinions that we have, but still see that beautiful human being inside them.